Being a landlord can be a blessing or a nightmare. On the one hand, it's great to get paid while you sleep. On the other hand, a bad tenant can cause you to lose a lot of sleep and a lot of money. Welcome to Women's Wealth Canada. I'm Glory Gray. I was talking with a girlfriend the other day about how many of us are part of the sandwich generation. Have you heard about that? It's where we as caregivers are sandwiched between the responsibilities of caring for our children and caring for our aging parents. Generations before ours didn't face this as often because their parents didn't live as long. Perhaps you find yourself in this situation. Now, both of my parents are long gone, but my husband's parents and step-parents all live healthy, active lives. His mother lives full-time in a warm, tropical country, and she was recently considering moving back to Canada to be closer to family. When we were doing some research for her to help her with this decision, I came across some fun websites that I want to share with you. You'll find links to the websites in the episode notes on our website, womenswealth.ca. The first website is Expatistan. That's expatistan.com. If you go to their cost of living tab, you can input the city you currently live in and compare it to the city you're considering moving to. Could be anywhere in the world. If you're looking at a small town, you might have to input the nearest city. So for example, I compared Los Angeles, California to Victoria, British Columbia, and Los Angeles is 25% more expensive to live in than Victoria, British Columbia. But if I compare Victoria to Panama City is 31% cheaper to live in than Victoria. It's a fun tool to play with. The other website I want to share with you is numbeo.com. That's numbeo.com. Same thing, you can go to their cost of living tab and input the name of the city you want to research. It will come back with very detailed information on everything from the cost of bread to the cost of gas to housing. It posts it in the local currency so you can calculate your own exchange rate. So in this age of working from anywhere or retiring to anywhere, I hope you find these sites helpful. Today we're wrapping up our series called A Girl Needs Cash. We've been talking about different streams of income you can create for yourself in retirement after you're no longer receiving a regular paycheck from your working years. You'll first need to know how much income you'll need to create for yourself, so you may want to revisit our episode on mindful spending plans and the 4% rule, which can be found in episode 2. Once you know how much income you need, you can start creating your streams of income in a sort of building blocks fashion. Your biggest blocks will be the first ones you put out. These include pensions from your employer and government benefits such as CPP and OAS. These will likely make up the majority of your income in retirement, and they're the most dependable. We talked about these in episode 6. In episode 7, we learned the waterfall method of managing your retirement investment accounts. Those are accounts like RRSPs and TFSAs. And in episode 8, we learned how you can fill in some of the gaps of your income needs with dividend income. The last stream of income we'll look at is real estate. We'll talk about using the value of your own home, rental real estate, and some other sources of real estate riches. Real estate can be a good investment when held over a long period of time. However, real estate does not always go up in value from one year to the next. I have personal experience with this. In 2008, my husband and I saw the value of our home in the U.S. drop by 50% over 6 months. That's 50.
Oh my God.
Canada has not seen those kind of jaw-dropping falls, thank goodness, but prices do go down. In the 1980s, homes in Calgary dropped 30% between 1981 and 1985. Many of you know that I live on Vancouver Island. Real estate prices here are high and generally more stable than the rest of Canada because We are the place where many Canadians want to move to. But even in Victoria, if you bought a house in 2010, by 2013 it was worth 5% less than what you paid for it. So just be aware that real estate is a long game. There are also costs to holding real estate. Renovations can cost a lot of money, whether you live in the home or hold it as a rental. And there's the legal expenses of being a landlord. Owning rental real estate is a business, so expenses can reduce your earnings, but earnings are still taxable. Being a landlord can be a blessing or a nightmare. On the one hand, it's great to get paid while you sleep. On the other hand, a bad tenant can cause you to lose a lot of sleep and a lot of money. A home is an asset, though, even if it's not quite as easy to get a stream of cash income from it. If you don't want to be a landlord and you don't have enough other sources of income, you can create a stream of income from your home by borrowing against it. You can open a home equity line of credit with your bank, or if you're over age 55, you can open what's called a reverse mortgage, which doesn't have to be repaid until you move out of the home or pass away. Keep in mind, though, that any borrowing against the value of your home will affect the amount of money you leave to your heirs. If you will be using a home equity line of credit as a source of income in retirement, you may want to talk to your bank about putting the line in place long before you retire, at least 5 years before you retire. And the reason is you will need income in order to qualify for the line of credit. And there are sad stories everywhere of people with homes worth $3 million who were unable to obtain lines of credit because they applied for them after retirement. Banks are hesitant to provide them if they know your income is going to drop substantially when you retire. But maybe you don't like the idea of paying debt and you aren't interested in all the work involved in being a landlord, but you still believe in investing in real estate. You just prefer a more hands-off approach. Did you know that you can invest in the real estate market through the stock market? You can by purchasing units of a real estate investment trust, or REIT for short. That is a company that invests in all different types of real estate, usually commercial real estate. Many of our malls and shopping centers in Canada, for example, are owned by real estate investment trusts. You can purchase shares in one particular trust, or if you'd like to diversify and own shares of many different REITs, you can purchase an exchange-traded fund, such as Vanguard's Canadian Capped REIT Index ETF, which holds many different real estate investment trusts. If you believe in real estate investing, REITs can be a way to be part of that market without all the hassle and expense of being a landlord. So that wraps up our series of A Girl Needs Cash. I hope this gives you a better idea of how you'll be able to pay yourself an income after you've finished working full-time. Next episode, we'll be joined by a special mystery guest. I'll give you a hint. If you've heard this podcast, you've heard his voice. I wonder who it could be. What is the one question you always wanted to know about money but were afraid to ask? Email us at hello@womenswealth.ca with your question, and we may feature your question in a future episode. Want to review this episode later in the text version? You'll find transcripts on our blog at womenswealthcanada.com. While you're there, sign up to get our email updates. You'll get every episode, exclusive bonus content, and free guides straight to your inbox every week. Until next time, this is Gloria Gray, your personal trainer for financial fitness, telling you to take charge of your finances, plan for the future, but most of all, enjoy today. And bye for now.
This podcast is for informational purposes only and should not be construed as investment, tax, or legal advice. It is not an offer to sell or buy, or an endorsement, recommendation, or sponsorship of any entity or security cited. Mutual funds offered through Portfolio Strategies Corporation. Other products and services provided through Gloria Gray Wealth Solutions.